Previously on the fourth culture. Yes. So we arrived on this strange new place and we saw these two very tall guards. Bara spoke to them using the tongue spell that Kaman cast on him and learned a few things like the fact that we were in Sigil, a place that is the Lady of Pain's domain, and told us that there was a whole bunch of rules that we were meant to follow. They called us primes, which we were very confused by, but we later figured out that they mean that we come from the prime material plane. Whatever that means. I'm just a barbarian. I don't know these things. We learned that we were in a school and told us to talk to the people in charge upstairs, who were the watchmen or the fraternity. So Bara and Kaman both tried to cast spells, and when they did, they took damage, even with simple spells like cantrips, which was quite alarming. We went up the stairs and found ourselves in a quad with many different types of people walking around the place, including what looked like a pit fiend and some kind of massively gorgeous celestial being who were talking to each other in a very cordial manner. So, we were a little bit alarmed, yes. Bara decided, for some reason, to stop to ask the pit fiend for directions. I'm like, there are a lot of people our size, but sure, okay, let's go ask the pit fiend. What followed was a very strange conversation. The pit fiend's name is Samuel Davis Sr., and the celestial is called Akim. They told us to go to the second floor of the reception, to the reception desk to ask for more, directions. And we learned that this place is called the Fraternity of Order, and also called the Cage, also called the Grand City of Sigil, and also called the Peak of the Outlands. We learned that people can't just leave this place unless they have keys, which is why Samuel Davis Sr. is stuck here. I'm assuming that this also means Akim is stuck here, but I'm not really too sure. Yes. We learned one very important thing, which if we saw a tall shadow with mice coming out of the head, run away, because that would be the Lady of Pain, and she actually rules this place. Very scary. Yes. And they also mentioned that this person called Lasandra would want to speak with us because we had come through a portal, and she would pay good money for about where we came from, because she's very capable that way. At least I assume it's a she. Yes. We got a name. Oh, yeah. So they also asked us one very other important question, which is why are we not controlling our auras? To which we were like, see me aura. And so Samuel Davis Sr. very nicely cast a spell on us so we could see our aura. And we were like, oh, we see what you mean. Unlike everybody else's, which was nicely contained, ours was like, psha, every so often. And it was a sign that we were out of control, and it's not a good thing. And it gave us directions to this person called Tripicus, who is a scholar, and said that he can probably help us about it, and gave us a name card and saying, we will have problems casting spells until our aura is under control. And so Akim told us, I think it's Akim, told us we might run into their friend who is called the Unity of Rings, and to say hello if we did. Okay, sure. So we found the receptionist, who is a Githyanki, at the desk, and said that they would sort us out. And we realized that Bob was missing, and found out that he was still stuck with the guard stalking, so we quickly ran down to grab Bob and run up again. We learned that the guards, who were Steve and Barry, were trying to recruit our Bob for the harmonium, whatever the heck that is. So anyway, we realized very importantly that Bob can somehow talk and understand their language with no problem. Very strange. So we went upstairs again, told the receptionist about Ern's passing, and she wanted his full name, but we don't know what his full name is. We showed Bara showed her a minor image of Ern, but again she didn't recognize him. Then after that, the receptionist explained to us, Sigil is like a ring. It's 20 miles around. So if we keep walking in the same direction, we'll end up in the same spot. She gave us a rule book and also explained that the city was very expensive. Gems are actually worth a lot more than gold. Unfortunately, we had sold all our gems at the auction house, thinking that, it's easier to split up the money this way. Haha, fools. Anyway, we bought 4 scrolls to learn the basics of Sigil Common for her, and then realized that we actually have 5 people in the party because Afina's still with us, so we bought another one. Yes. And then Bob told us that Ern had brought him here before and visited a number of people, but told him to keep them a secret, which was a bit sus, but never mind. Continue. We went out to Sigil proper and found that it was a very busy, confusing place with people of different races. We found this inn called the Angel's Rest that we were recommended to go to, and was run by a dwarf called Hoffy. We paid for our rooms, and Afina seemed very uncomfortable and kept wanting to leave. So we managed to convince her to stick around with us at least until we got our auras under control with this Tripicus person. And then after that, if she wants to, she can, go away lah. We're not gonna hold her back, This might be a very safe place for her to be. Hopefully, the one who must not be named cannot find her here. Yes. So we took a short rest in the room. Kaman tried to visit Aina, but realized he couldn't. Which was strange, because that has never happened before. I had a short conversation with Koshi and learned that he turned himself into a sword because his whole family had been transformed into deathless. So anyway, there are 8 other weapons that are like him, but not like him. In that they're like lesser versions of him. And they're out there somewhere in the world. And ideally, they should all be being used to kill deathless, but not sure what's going on. Anyway, Bara said that, Bob was lying a lot about knowing things in order to protect the party. And then asked the 2 of us to go and speak with him. We tried to marshal our, motherly instincts and went to talk to Bob. So I had to explain to him that, now you are part of the party. You are part of Survey Team 3. And if you give us bad information and then we get into trouble, then how? So in order not to get into trouble, you must tell us the truth. If you know nothing, it's okay one. You don't have to know everything. Because if you fake that you know a thing and then we get into trouble, then how? So thankfully, Bob seemed to understand that. And we started making up rules about how he should behave. And it was a kind of a strange thing. We have this new game now. The rule or what?
The fact game.
Yeah. What is a fact? So it's only fun until you, for the first 2 minutes. Anyway, so we are going now to find Tripicus at Cafe Leonine. Let's see how things go from here.